It's 7:48 KNEB, and time for today's News Extra, brought to you by Gearing Civic Center. Here's Kevin Wood.
Thank you, Dennis, and good morning, everyone. Our guests today are Joy McKay, who's the director for Capstone Child Advocacy Center, and Becky Sorensen is here as well. And they are both going to talk about a project called Darkness to Light, Stewards of Children. And I'll let Joy just kind of explain what this is. This is coming up on November 12th over at the Midwest Theater. And this is a training for adults that maybe folks, you ought to listen in and see if you'd like to participate in this.
Sure, this is sexual abuse prevention training. It's a nationwide program. We have 4 people here that have been trained to facilitate this. We're offering it for free on the 12th. And it's just a program to empower adults to prevent, recognize, and react responsibly to child sexual abuse.
All right, and obviously a part of this is due to the fact that while we've had one case that's been really in the news a lot, we've had a lot of cases that have really been in the news a lot. I don't know what it is, but it does seem like we've had a lot of child abuse, child sexual abuse cases in our area recently, and I guess even though it seems like we've had a lot, maybe it's the norm according to these statistics, huh? Is it the norm what we've been experiencing lately, or is it not?
I think it's been going on that way for quite a while. People don't like to hear about abuse, and especially sexual abuse. They don't want to acknowledge that it's happening. But it happens right here in our community. And if you do look at the news, almost every day there's something in the paper or on the radio about some type of abuse against a child.
Yeah. Okay, so this sexual abuse prevention training, let's talk about when the date is and where, and some of the folks that are helping put this on.
Well, we're going to have it on Saturday, November 12th, Saturday morning from 9 to 11:30. It's going to be held at the Midwest Theater, and we're being sponsored by Capstone Child Advocacy Center, First Presbyterian Church, and Cooperative Ministries Council, as well as the YMCA.
And of course, I guess First Presbyterian Church is providing some money for this, right?
They are. They are providing, everyone that comes to the training will receive a booklet free of charge, and we are catering breakfast from the Emporium free of charge.
All right, so there's some other people, and the theater is providing the theater at a pretty minimal charge as well.
They have been very, very helpful to us on that, yes.
Yeah. All right, now Becky, you are one of the facilitators. Describe how you became a facilitator. You've kind of worked with children for quite a while, right?
Well, I'm a social worker, recently retired from the Gearing schools, and I've worked with children and family for many years. And so now that I'm retired, this is still children and families are still a real passion of mine, and so I am a volunteer with Capstone and have been trained to facilitate this type of training.
All right, and there's others that do this as well, but you'll be one of the ones that'll be doing this on November 12th. And when the folks that maybe would be, I know there's a lot of folks out there that maybe say, well, maybe this is something I need to take, maybe getting them over the hump and getting them to do that. How do we get that done?
Well, this training is for not only for parents of small children, but for grandparents or neighbors or community members or anyone who volunteers with a child-based organization. This training is for them.
Anyone who has children in their lives, basically.
Right. Yeah.
It takes all of us to help prevent this type of abuse.
And recognize what's going on, react to it, and really recognizing it sometimes, and the signs that go along with it. That's probably the toughest part, I would suppose. Huh? I would think it'd be very difficult. So anyway, if folks want, do they need to register for this? Do they just come that day? How does that work?
They do not need to register. They can just show up at the Midwest on the 12th. We start at 9 a.m. So they do not have to register. They just show up.
Just show up. You guys have had a number of these trainings before. Do you have a fairly good turnout?
We've done them kind of all over. Sometimes we have not done a lot of just open to the community trainings. I know Becky's done a couple to school systems. Sally Sexton, who is one of our other trainers, also has done them to school systems. We've done them to various groups, and sometimes we have a good turnout. Sometimes, like I
Sometimes
said,
not.
people just don't want to.
Don't want to address the issue.
They don't want
right?
to deal with it, right?
It's really a hard subject to talk about, and people would rather just pretend like it doesn't happen.
Yeah, yeah, but unfortunately it does. So once again, November 12th, 9 a.m. to 11:30. It's over at the Midwest Theater. And if folks have any questions, they can give you a call at Capstone. Is that
Yes.
right, Joy?
632-7274.
632-7274. Just give Joy a call, and she'll tell you a little bit more about it. And hopefully we'll have a fairly good turnout. Again, November 12th, 9 to 11:30 a.m. over at the Midwest Theater. Appreciate you guys stopping by.
Well, thank you, Kevin.
All right, happy
you.
birthday, by the
Thank you.
way. All right. Okay, back to you, Dan.